The following program is brought to you by the 0DB Movie Podcast feed. Okay, so what happens after we put our little monster to sleep? We talk film. After dark. Hey guys, so we're doing a special edition of After Dark tonight. We're going to do two of them. This first one is we just got out of the cinema, the Alamo Draft House here in Yonkers, New York, and we just saw I, Tonya. I, Tonya. That's our first showing of the evening.
Yes.
Let's start off with saying I wasn't looking forward to see this because I didn't think I'd see it in the theaters, and then we kind of got tickets for it, and I was like, yeah, I'm psyched, I'll see it.
I think we picked it because it's been Oscar nominated.
Yeah, that too.
And
so we gotta see what the big hubbub is all about.
We really wanted to see Shape of Water, but it's not playing anymore.
So I, Tonya, it is. What do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah?
I thought it was good. I thought it was definitely funny, definitely scrappy. Margot Robbie did a great job, and so did all the other actors, Sebastian Stan and what was the mom's name? Allison Janney.
Yes.
Who's also, I believe, nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and she won a Golden Globe, I think. So all the performances were very, very good. The story was told in a fun, innovative way.
It was like a reenactment of news media documentary that they did about it.
Right.
Where they had them sit down and do interviews, and they based it off of that and kind of redid that plus reenactments.
Yeah, and
of the story in movie style.
Throughout the story, they make it very untrustworthy. They're like, this didn't happen, that didn't happen, and it's just kind of tongue in cheek and funny. I thought the camera work was also very part of this story in the way that they panned and did tracking shots, and sometimes you felt like you were ice skating with Tonya, and there was that there was that particular sequence where she finally divorces Jeff, and there's a sequence of tracking shots where you're sort of pulling away from Jeff from every room and every, and you kind of, it almost feels like you're skating away, and then it pulls out from the house and it speeds up like a car finally getting the hell out of there,
Right, which is pretty cool.
So that was a really, really cool technique, nice camera work with that, nice editing, and they did a good job of making everything kind of gritty and dirty, because I think that was the point.
Yeah, it kind of gave me also a feeling of all those Spinal Tap type movies, the that one and the Dog Show one and all that stuff. It had a feeling of that, but this was a real life. Like
a mockumentary.
It was like a mockumentary, but it was based on a true story.
A true person, yeah.
Yeah.
And with her blessing as well.
And true events.
Yeah.
And absolutely with her blessing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And Bobby Cannavale, I forgot. He's in it too. He's always great. So he was a lot of fun to watch. He was just he was portraying a hard copy executive or something. I don't know.
Right.
Or a reporter or something.
Yeah.
So he was just in interview mode the entire time, but he was pretty funny. And then I think whoever played Sean is a newcomer, because I'd never seen him before.
No,
the bodyguard.
Yeah.
He was great.
That guy's funny.
His mom.
I have a feeling that they casted him because he looked exactly like the original guy who claimed to be the bodyguard.
Yeah. Well, we'd have to see what the actor actually looks like, but they
showed him at the end.
Well, no, they showed the real person, but I'm saying the actor himself. I wonder what he really looks like, and then they made him look like this guy, and they got it perfect.
Look like they worked on him too much.
I mean, and then the other two.
Dude, Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah,
he looked exactly like the boyfriend,
Jeff
like Galooly.
The husband.
He totally did. He really did.
And it was nice to see him in this role, because honestly, I think I've only seen him as the Winter Soldier. I think I've seen him in something else.
Yeah. Margot Robbie.
She plays.
I don't think she was dead on Tonya Harding.
Nut job.
But she played the good spirit of Tonya Harding. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, she
almost a little bit more frazzled than the real Tonya Harding I remember.
Yeah, probably.
But maybe back then they only showed television shots of her being perfect.
Right,
you know?
right.
So
yeah, I think she likes to play kind of people on the edge and like neurotic and going through stuff. And it was a hard knock life type of story. So she definitely brought a lot of that grittiness to it and like just scrappiness.
Do you remember how long it was?
The movie? It was about 2 hours.
Was it almost 2 hours?
It started at 6 and it was over at 8. I mean, we had previews.
20 minutes previews, yeah.
But it was almost 2 hours.
Okay.
Why did you feel it was shorter?
No. I think I felt like it was just on time, but I felt like it wasn't 2 hours. Like I felt like it was probably like, one of those like hour and a half, hour 40 minutes type thing.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It felt good.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel like I wasn't like bored or like, oh my God, when is this over?
Right.
I thought the timing went pretty well. Like you start off when she's very young and then spend a little bit of time when she's in her teen years. And then, when her career starts taking off in her early 20s. And then by the end, they show a little bit of her after.
What, 22, 23?
Well, after the incident.
Right.
And she becomes a boxer. And they show her like aged later in the interview section. So, they span her life, I guess. And they do it nicely. Like, it's not like, oh my God, when are we going to get to the thing? Or when are we going to get to the whatever?
Right.
You're interested and with the film the whole time. I think it's partly because the performances are so good.
They are.
Alice and Janney is wonderful.
And I think what like fortifies it for me is at the end of the movie, they show all the real characters in real life.
Yeah.
And when you see the mother,
right, you're like, wow,
this is not exaggerated at all.
That was really what she looked
dead on.
With her friggin' bird.
It is dead on with the bird and the breathing tube and the haircut.
I know. It was.
My goodness.
She seems a terrible person.
And then, of course, Galooly and the bodyguard, they're identical because they're really easy to mimic anyway because...
I also like the other two actors who played the morons that actually did the job.
Oh, my God. Those guys were good. And I don't even know what they look like. I'm sure we can look them up, and it doesn't even matter what they look like because they look perfect for that role the way they were.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was really good. That was really good, yeah.
I think it was the best way to tell the story because if you tried to be too serious about it, I think it would have fallen flat. So the fact that they sort of brought this dark humor and dark black comedy to the story
I'll tell you what, I felt for her after this.
Absolutely.
I was just like, oh my God, it wasn't her fault.
I know.
Oh my God, it wasn't her fault.
Nothing's ever her fault. That's the nice thing about it.
That's the funny thing is nothing's ever her fault.
The movie is not absolving her or condemning her. It's just showing the incompetency all around with like everybody involved in this and just how her life sort of fell into place and how she's just been struggling from day one to catch a break and she never catches it. Even though she probably has caught breaks in her life, she would never recognize them as breaks, because she always had to work so hard. But yeah, no, it was really good. I think it might win some awards. I mean, with the performances, I don't know who. I think Margot Robbie's up against Frances McDormand, which we haven't seen that film.
3 Signs.
Three Billboards.
3 Billboards. That already won a bunch of awards
hard.
at the other awards show.
Yeah, I know, and apparently she is amazing in it. So I don't know if this will be her year, but she definitely is a talent. She's wonderful in everything. I saw her in the one with Leonardo DiCaprio. She played his wife, Wolf of Wall Street. She's fantastic. Great. She was in Suicide Squad as Harley Quinn, also fantastic. She was in even Tarzan with Alexander Skarsgård. Remember, she played Jane, and she was really good in that. So she's great, and I think she co-produced this movie too. I saw her name come up as a producer. So
overall, I think it's a great film.
Yeah,
it's a fun film. It's definitely one to go out there and watch.
Definitely, and we're in the middle of a snowstorm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I feel extra ice queenie right now because we're in this snowstorm blizzard.
My God, did we see any good trailers?
Trailer wise, there was that Spanish movie that you were like, you were like, oh, that's typical Spanish, The Fantastic Woman.
Yes.
That looks good.
It was very like typical Spanish film
Thoroughbred
style.
looked good, but the two girls plotting to kill the stepfather.
Yeah, that was cool. Thoroughbred.
The actress from that movie,
that.
The Witch, and also from that movie you really liked, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, the last one we saw.
Split.
She was in that. She's very good. And I think that was Anton. I don't know. He's the guy who died, actually. The actor who was killed when his car rolled over him.
Yeah.
And he was in Star Trek. I think that was him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the kid with a gun.
I forgot what he looked like.
So that Thoroughbred, that looked good. And then I think there were a couple of meh. Like, we were like, yeah. Oh, Red Sparrow.
Yeah, Black Widow wannabe.
Yeah, I like Jennifer Lawrence, but I don't think she can.
Yeah, no, not
float this boat. It just looks stupid.
Yeah.
And then there was something else that we were like, oh, I don't.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Boy,
now.
that was memorable then, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
I mean, I remember more my my spicy blue cheeseburger.
Yeah, because here you can eat, you can have dinner while you watch the film. So this is our favorite theater.
And I had a great Captain Lawrence beer.
Oh,
that was really good.
Nice. Yeah, I had a nice Diet Coke.
And my usual Dr. Pepper though to wash down the burger and the fries.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's it, folks.
That's it for now.
That's our review of
I, Tonya.
Tonya here at the Animal Draft House in Yonkers. And the trailers were okay. I'm sure the trailers... See, next we're going to see Black Panther.
Yes.
And I'm sure the trailers for Black Panther are going to be amazing.
I'm sure.
Because I'm expecting another solo trailer, maybe. Hopefully.
Definitely another Avengers.
Maybe. Because I don't know if you want to add the same world and take away from the movie, you know?
I mean, they're getting a huge audience.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So until, a couple hours from now, we'll see if we're buried even more or the snow lets up and we can actually get out of here.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Again, thanks for watching a special episode of After Dark and listening to it, too, because I'll have this available as a podcast, too, on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podomatic, and you can view this on the YouTube channel. So, if you want to reach out to us, you can Twitter us at 0db23 or Facebook and Instagram at 0db podcast. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. Have a great night.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.